Glad you all could join us once again for another great segment, no matter where you might be joining us from today. I'm excited to be welcoming Wendy Watkins to our program today. Wendy Watkins is having a pretty good 2021. She is an author, she's a speaker and coach, and recently she was crowned Woman of the Year by the organization Celebrate You. We're going to talk to Wendy about all she's been able to do, what it's been like for her to share her message with all of you, and of course let you guys know we're going to stay connected with her. Hello to you, Luana. Hope all is well with you. Hello to you, Naheed. Hope all is well with you as well. Glad to be able to see you guys. If you guys are not connected with Wendy, of course we'll let you know where to find her. There you go. How you doing, Wendy?
I'm wonderful, Cyrus. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Great to be able to see you. It's funny. I had you on the radio show. Typically, this happens the other way, Wendy. Typically, I'll have a guest on our TV platform or an online platform, then we have the radio show. Now I get to do it in reverse. So look, it's great to see you again. Congratulations on an amazing start to 2021. Let's begin there, Wendy. I mean, what has it been like for you? You've had a few days now for it to kind of sink in a bit. What has it been like for you, especially since you won Woman of the Year from Celebrate Year? What has that experience been like for you to settle with?
It has been, it's still a little surreal, but as I settle in, I realize that everything that I have been doing has led me to this moment.
Yeah.
And it is just, I feel so blessed and honored. So it is still sinking in. I'm waiting for the paparazzi to show up, and then it'll really be real.
Right. Well, Wendy, I think the thing that you said to me that I think is such a great reminder for our audience, and that is the importance of realizing this is a marathon and not a sprint.
Yeah.
So for you, it seems like you realized that this was going to be something that was going to be a process. Do you think by trusting the process is how you've been able to get to this moment that you're in now without giving up?
Yeah, trust was definitely there. A lot of trust, a lot of faith, and that helped to navigate the worry and doubt because that was present as well, but putting more attention on the trust and faith, practicing from that place allowed me to move forward in the direction I wanted to go. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you have not kept this to yourself. Now, for those who are just being connected with you, you guys can find her on Instagram at Mind Body Business Wendy. So make sure you guys are following her there. We'll link that up for you guys joining us on YouTube. But I think what's great is that you've been able to share what you've learned, Wendy. Why has it been so important for you? Because we live in a world that not everyone is so free to share their lessons, to share what's worked so that other people can benefit. Why has it been so important for you to share those things so others can get to where they want to go to?
Yeah, that's it. It's to help them get there without, it's twofold. I believe that on one hand, it's important for everyone to go through their own journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us to who we are. I mean, there were things that people tried to mentor and guide me on early in life that I didn't listen to, right? And I had to take that path to become the woman I am now. However, with being able to share that path, it allows people to make more conscious choices because I realized I wasn't making as many conscious choices as I wanted to. I was making more choices by default. This is what I should do. This is what I need to do. Where being able to share that information with people now gives them an opportunity to go, oh, well, I can do this, or maybe I could do this, and they can make a more conscious choice rather than doing what they've always done.
Yeah, and I think that choice is so important. I also love what you said, Wendy, because I can relate to it personally, and that is people may tell you stuff even with great intentions.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean, one, that it's right for you, or that, two, that it's the right time for you. So I guess an obvious question would be, hello to you, Cher. I guess an obvious question would be, how did you get to a place where you could trust that voice inside that told you what was right or not right for you at the time?
Practice, getting it wrong, more practice. Right. And listening to that inner voice, I would start with small things, like, how you're driving along and you hear something that says, turn left, Cyrus, turn left now. And you're like, no, I need to go this way. My direction, Siri's telling me this way. and realize you get to your next block and there's a major detour, and you're like, gosh, I wish I would have turned left and listened to that.
Yeah.
The more that happened, the more I listened. The more I listened, the more it showed up. That inner wisdom, that inner knowing. I also partnered that with really clarity on my values, right? On what my compass is. And I would use that as a barometer to help me make decisions when people were throwing all these options at me and I was swirling in indecision. I could always come back to those values because they always led me to the place of fulfillment.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello to you, Cayman. Hope all is well with you, man. I think that's a great point, Wendy. And I think for people out there who are looking for the way, I think, what you're saying makes so much sense, because I think, for one, I grew up being told not all money is good money, that you have to have something to be able to guide yourself by, or you'll end up being on a road you don't want to be on. But I also love the fact that you talk about trusting the voice. So, for those who don't know Wendy Watkins, again, was recognized just several days ago now as the Woman of the Year by Celebrate You, an organization. We're going to let you guys know how to stay connected with them. We actually have the visionary and co-founder, Lawana Bradford, watching us live here. You said something during your speech after you won, Wendy, about trusting the process. And that's why that has stood with me ever since I was introduced to you. And you're saying that. Talk to us, though, about how that process led you to coaching and also being able to share your thoughts in other ways, like a book.
Well, it's like following the breadcrumbs. I had a real attraction to personal development early on. My mom, in my late teens, dragged me. It was a drag to see Dr. Wayne Dyer speak and about the erroneous zones. And I did not want to go learn anything about that, but that opened my eyes to this concept of the power of intention, and that our life, we get to create our life. So that just kept opening doors for me. And when I was working for Aveda at the time, and I did very well with them, I was their first $1 million saleswoman, which is a lot of shampoo, Cyrus. And I realized they asked me to be a mentor. And I had no idea. I just did what I did. I didn't know how to mentor. And that led me to the search of looking, what is a mentor? That's when coaching came in. And I realized my success at that time came from coaching these salon owners on gaining clarity on what was important to them. And then I could show them through that relationship how if they sold more shampoo, that was going to help them have the finances to be able to reach the goals. So I realized I was really coaching these salon owners, not ever selling them, right? That's where my success came from. And so then I was all hooked on coaching because I'm a visionary, right? I always thought, well, I could be a therapist, I could be a psychiatrist, but I'm really not so interested in what happened back there. I'm more interested on the future. And so coaching, which is all about helping people get to where they want to go. And from there, I just started clarifying what was important to me. And once again, realizing from my own journey that success came when I was tapped into sustainable joy and not into that joy I was looking for outside myself all the time. I call that my sex, drugs, and rock and roll years, looking for all that happiness out there. And then when the party was over, or the brownie was gone, or the new shoes wore off, I was back to where I was. And that led me on my quest around joy. That led to the Joy Factor recipe book, and it has just all opened up from there.
Yeah. What great work. I want to say for all of you, and we appreciate all of you who are tuning in to our program live. You're watching Cyrus Webb Presents. We're excited to welcome Wendy Watkins to our program. Wendy is an author. She's a speaker, a coach. She's also the Woman of the Year, recognized by Celebrate You organization. You guys can follow their page on Facebook. Again, for those who are joining us on the other social media platforms, we'll be linking it up for you guys. So, Wendy, what I love that you just said, I think I kind of credit my own success on this too. I have embraced the quote unquote failures in my life. I've embraced what others would look like as the down moment, realizing that that's what I needed to reset and refocus and to be able to assess what I need to do moving forward. So as you have been able to do that, what has it been like for you to see, Wendy, the way that your path has inspired other people?
Hmm. Well, it just makes me tingle to know that.
Yeah.
Um, but knowing that it's okay to express joy in a way that is good for you
Yeah.
is very powerful. That it doesn't joy doesn't look the same for everyone. So being able to expose people to defining what their own definition of joy and success is, especially success, right? Because
Mm.
so many people think I'll be happy when I'm successful. No, no. You will be successful when you're happy. So
Yeah.
knowing what that level, what brings you happiness with a clear vision of your path, that lights me up. But the place for me, I'll tell you, the real tipping point for me is this vulnerability place, Cyrus, is
Mm.
being able to myself express my strengths and opportunities to grow. I think gives other people permission to share their strengths and opportunity to grow, because it's both,
Okay.
right? You have
Yeah.
to have your strengths, and I never see it as weakness, right? It's the opportunity to grow. It's not a
Yeah.
weakness. It's just, and you then have the choice. Do you want to shine your light on that weakness or opportunity to grow, or shine it on your strengths and let that really bring you forward? And I think as I've stepped into my strengths more, that gives people permission to step into theirs as well.
Yeah. I asked you on the radio show about how your idea of success has changed, Wendy. I want to ask you a different question now. Do you see yourself as successful?
Very successful, extremely successful, in the way that I mean, I'm just, look, being a woman here, we'll get real here. You want to get real right here?
Yeah.
Successful?
Yeah.
So this is something that hasn't been out there before. But yes, when I see myself as someone that dropped out of high school, never went to college, got my GED, um, bounced around, like I said, my sex, drugs, and rock and roll years, memories that I'm not proud of. However, they made me the woman I am today. And when I
Mm.
look around me right now, surrounded, I'm with my two main men, my dad and my husband. I have an amazing family, a abundant lifestyle. I've been blessed, and I'm so grateful for that. Am I driving a brand new car? No, that's not my level of success. That's not my definition of success.
Yeah.
And if that's yours, that's totally fine. I'm in with you. I want to ride in your car because I appreciate it.
Right.
But in my definition of success, of living a life of love and fulfillment and joy and simplicity these days, I'm extremely successful and blessed. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I have to second that. I definitely see your success and see how you're allowing other people to know that they can also share that success, Wendy. And that's what's so great about you. So, Wendy, here you are now. The new year is just beginning, even though you've had some crowning achievements already. What should we be on the lookout for from Wendy Watkins this year?
Well, there's definitely going to be more attention put on this opportunity for all of us to increase our mental health. As I said, I've said this before, that just because you don't have a mental illness doesn't mean you have good mental health. And that's
Yeah.
something I've learned over the years. So being able to step into a place and using my platform called Joy School, and there will be an open enrollment coming soon, to teach people based on positive psychology how to have mental health, even if you have a mental illness. I mean, I live with depression, but I have amazing mental health.
Yeah.
So you can have both. So I really want to open up the conversation around that. And if you want to be in that conversation with me, listeners, you, Cyrus, that's a conversation and exposure I want to bring, and helping to remove the stigma of mental health and stepping more into being able to talk about your depression like you talk about your hot flashes, right? It's just like the same thing.
Yeah.
That's what I see. That's what I'd love to use this platform for, Cyrus.
Well, I look forward to seeing what's coming up next for you, Wendy. Again, for those who are tuning in on Instagram, You guys can find her at Mind Body Business Wendy. So make sure you guys follow her there, Mind Body Business Wendy. And Wendy, where else can they be able to stay connected with you?
You can come on over on Facebook as well at People Grower, facebook.com/People Grower. I spend time there. And you can visit my website at wendywatkins.com. And yeah, look forward to connecting with many of you.
All right. And also make sure you guys do join the Celebrate You family. It's a open group on Facebook. It is for women to be able to support each other, but us guys, we are welcome as well to be able to celebrate the amazing work that these women are doing. Wendy, what an honor to be able to spend some face-to-face time with you. I know we'll be talking again very soon.
Yes.
So looking forward to that. But keep up the great work, Wendy. Always appreciate you.
Thank you, Cyrus. Thanks for the work you do as well. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I thank all of you for tuning in to this episode of Cyrus Webb Presents. It's great to be able to connect with people like Wendy who are doing great things. And I want to encourage all of you to continue to walk in your own greatness as well. I'll be back with you guys really soon for another great episode of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, you all make it a great one. Take care.